Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this review. The fact that you're willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to consume my content really does mean the world to me. And today we're going to be talking about the new Netflix series, To All the Boys, Always and Forever. So To All the Boys has definitely been one of Netflix's most successful movie series. I mean, I think there's no denying that. And this is the third film in that series. It's part of a trilogy now, if I'm not mistaken. This is going to be the final film in the series. And I won't lie, I've never been part of the hype for this movie series. The first movie came out, went completely under my radar. And when the second one came out, I was actually on the Namibian border busy filming a documentary. So I've ended up watching all of the films, but I was never part of the hype and the excitement for them being released. And so I was kind of expecting to be a lot more excited moving into this movie. This was finally going to be the first one I was able to watch on release day, interact with the community that loves this film, and really talk about it. But I'm going to be 100% honest. There wasn't any hype for this. I'm a huge fan of romantic comedies. Some of my favorite movies are romantic comedies. And I do not know why, but I have not ever thoroughly enjoyed a Netflix romantic comedy. Whether it's The Kissing Booth, whether it's any of these movies in the series, all of them have left me with an incredibly average feeling, which is really disappointing for me, someone who loves romantic comedies. One thing I will say that this movie has over all other romantic comedies is the fact that it is part of a trilogy. So we've got a ton of character development throughout 3 different movies that can really make this movie stand out among the rest. It's the same with High School Musical. We've got so many musicals and we've got so many young kid-orientated love stories. But the reason High School Musical stands apart is not only because of its good character development and its catchy songs, but because of the fact that it has a long, congruent story throughout 3 films that you can really immerse yourself in. And it's the same for this movie series. You really can immerse yourself in these characters and in their lives because you can watch them develop from one film to another and finally in the third. So I really like the fact that this was one congruent trilogy and we can watch Lara Jean as she adapts and develops from the first film to the film she's in now. That is something I've really enjoyed with this movie series. But to summarize To All the Boys, Always and Forever, this is now Peter and Lara Jean's story. It's about them going on the next step in their journey as a couple. And that journey is university. But unfortunately, Lara Jean doesn't make it in. And now she's got to ask herself, am I going to go to a university that's close to Peter that I might not necessarily want to go to? Or am I going to go to a university on the other side of the country that I really want to go to? Will our relationship be able to survive a long distance relationship lifestyle for an entire year, if not longer? So that is definitely something I feel a lot of couples and a lot of viewers who've watched this movie can relate to. Long distance is incredibly difficult. The whole of 2020, my girlfriend and I, we had to do long distance, and that was incredibly tough. So that was an element of this movie I could really relate to. I know what it's like to be incredibly nervous going into a long distance relationship. I know how difficult it is to have limited communication and wondering if that relationship is going to survive. And I understand the relief when you can finally see each other after an entire year. So there was a lot of tension in this movie that I completely related to and I completely understood and really hit home for me. But as always, throughout all these movies, the performances have always been good. And that's another strong point of this movie. All the performances are great. So you're not going to be disappointed in that regard, I think. I think also all the characters, while not as developed as Peter and Lara Jean in this movie, they do all have their own conclusions, which is nice as well. It's nice to see characters from all of the movies get a conclusion at the end, even though they didn't have as much screen time as they did in previous movies. Another aspect of the film I really enjoyed was Peter's relationship with his father. That was an incredibly emotional set of scenes in this movie, and a set of scenes that I really enjoyed. It's a great way to flesh out Peter and give him some flaws. There's this one scene where he's busy talking about how his father abandoned him and how he hates his father for it, but he also hates how he misses his father. That is an incredibly complex set of emotions to be experiencing, and I think the actor pulled it off brilliantly. That was probably my favorite acted sequence in the entire movie. But guys, ultimately, this is an incredibly solid conclusion to a series that lots of people have really enjoyed on Netflix. And I think they're really going to find this conclusion, this ending to this trilogy, as a powerful conclusion, as a good farewell to characters they've spent 3 movies with. So guys, thank you so much for watching this review. It really means the world to me that you guys want to just take a few minutes out of your day to consume my content. It really is awesome, and I really do appreciate it. So guys, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel, leave this video a like, and I hope to see you again in another video.